Code snippets that you are currently sharing on social media in form of screenshots or plain code can have a negative impact on your audience. You need a specific tool like Snappify that can help you to create beautiful code snippets to impress your audience. So first of all, I usually do is to just go to the presets and click on any of my desired format. For example, here I'm just selecting post for Instagram. The next step is to add the code editor. From here, you just need to copy and paste your code inside it. Here is my code and I want to center it. So I have these options. First, I can use drag and drop and put it in the center, or utilize this option. For example, center element on x-axis and center on the y-axis. So it will automatically put it in the center. To change the background, you need to click here, and here are two options available. Like for example, you can select the solid or the gradient option. Inside the solid, you have these options like plain colors, which you can select easily. But if I want to go to choose the gradient option, then here you can see that possible options are available. And you have another option inside it, which is enter CSS gradient property. You can also change the transparency of this background. You can also pin color to these options. So this will be available to all your code snippets cases. So for example, just click on here and click on the pin. So it will be available inside it, and you can reuse this color in other code snippets. Here in this code snippet, I am using this color, this gradient color. To change the background, you can use any of the available images, or you can add any of the custom images here, which you can utilize. So for example, here I just selected this one, and now you see that the background fill property has been replaced with the background image, but I don't want it here in this snippet. I will just clear it out. If you can see that the radius is very big at the moment, so I want to convert it a little bit lower than this current one. So right now it is set to 10 pixels. I want it like 6 pixels. And there are also other options like opacity. You can change the opacity of this code editor. For example, if I put it here like 50%, then you can see this is the thing that you can do. So I'm just resetting it, and there is another option to reset it. You just have to click reset value. Here is the option to blur this. If I put the blur, then you can see that it is getting blurred, and you can always reset back to the value. And then here is the grayscale and sepia and your rotation. If you notice that there is also a box shadow here, you just have to click here to customize it. You click on the change box shadow. Here are some of the best box shadows already here, but if you want to customize it, you can always put CSS value here. Now I'm just setting it to this box shadow. You have the option to clear this box shadow as well. Here you can see there is a tilt option. Tilt option just give it like a 3D like effects. Like you can see that you can rotate it anywhere you want. Okay, so I'm just resetting this value, and there are options available like for padding. You can add the padding on the top, left, right, and bottom. Now you can see that we can also change the editor color. If I select this one, you can see that I have the option to change any of the color of this theme. You can also change the border width. So border will get added. Like for example, in this case, I'm selecting this color and adding the border. So you can see that if you try to use, you can see that the border is getting changed. You have the option to select your desired programming language. Right now the JavaScript is selected, and if I do script.tsx or js, then did you notice that the icon of the script also gets changed? Now here you can see that the programming language JavaScript is selected, and if I try to select Java, then you will notice that the syntax highlighting is not correctly mapped because of the language selection. So you have the option to select any of the language here, any of the programming language here. So for now I'm selecting JavaScript and move to the next part, which is theme. So syntax highlighting theme, there are two options. You can select dark theme or the light theme. So there is a huge collection of themes available here. You just have to select any of the theme. For example, here I'm selecting all Lucy, and this is how it looks like. And you can also change the font family. Right now it is for Mona Lisa. You can go and select Fira code or whatever you want. You have the option to change the font family. So right now it is 14, and if I try to increase it, it gets increased. Now you can clearly see we have a very good looking code snippet here. And then you have the option to select the line numbers. So inside the line numbers, did you notice that line numbers get added? You can also change the count of this code editor. Now here is another option, which is window tabs, and you have the options to make it in the right or the left, or you can also show the accent color. Here is another option, which is code highlighting. So code highlighting is like, for example, here if I want to change the opacity of this specific code line, then I have to just go here, select this line and come here. Here I have four different options. 25%. Did you notice that its opacity has been decreased to 25%? So it becomes very helpful when you are presenting something and you don't want to show this specific code. Is another option which is filter. So there are two available options here. Blur, you can blur a specific piece of code, or gray. And then we have this diffing available. You probably have seen this diffing in like GitHub repos, like add or delete something from a code, and then here is an option to format the code instantly. So this is how you can create your advanced code snippets that you can share on social media. Did you notice that how beautifully we have designed this code snippet? Now is your time to try Snappify and create beautiful code snippets for your audience. You can customize this to up to many levels, and you can make your code snippets look different from the rest of the world.